Hey everybody, happy Friday. Whew, y'all probably at work, maybe finishing up your day, but I am excited about our first Fix Your Nanny Life Q&A session. I will not be with you long, but we just finished up over on Instagram, and listen, in the words of one of my sisters, hold your edges, because we got to fix this. It's 2018. We can't do stuff how we used to do, especially in the nanny world, okay? So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes and I will go ahead and get started. But I'm so glad that you are here. Thank you to those of you who had submitted questions. I'm only reading 2 today because we got to save some for the next segment, okay? And they're actually very similar, but in different ways. But a lot of the stuff is, will help. So y'all come on in. Hey, Janice. Hey, girl. I'm excited. So I'll wait another minute or so. I know some of you will watch the replay. Make sure you share with your nanny friends, your nanny bosses, people who need their nanny lives fixed, because y'all, it's real out here in these nanny streets, and some people really need to, close enough. Jenica? Jay, sis. How about that? So I will go ahead and read the first question. Okay. Let me grab my tea. Well, it's not tea, but I have water in my cute cup because I didn't have time to make tea, so I just put water in there. Okay. Number 1, I have been with my nanny family for almost 7 years. I love them dearly, but I am starting to feel like they do not appreciate me the way they used to. And frankly, I kind of feel taken for granted. Next year, both boys will be in school all day, and I wonder if it is time for me to think about moving on. I haven't had a raise in a few years, and they will not give me any money for gas, and I drive the boys around. We're going to stop right there. No, let's keep going. They bought a house last year, and since then, they have changed. I had another family do that too. I worked for them for 7 years as well, and after they built a house and moved in, they slowly started acting different. Girl, that's because that money went on that house. I have to wonder if it is something I am doing, because with both families, it felt so perfect when I started. Just not sure how to fix this. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So, been with them for 7 years, and you feel like you're being taken for granted. And the first question I always ask is, do you have a contract? Do you have a contract? Do you have a contract? Because that will spell out all of your responsibilities. That will spell out how money is spent, how incentives are done as far as gas and all that stuff. You need a contract. And I don't care if you've been with it for 7 years, 7 hours. You don't need to work another day without bringing up a contract, okay? So next year, both boys will be in school all day, and I wonder if it is time for me to think about moving on. I mean, have you all had a conversation about that? Does she have something else for you to do while they're in school? Will you take on more of a house management role? Like, I've seen that happen. So you want to make sure you have a conversation about that. You haven't had a raise in a few years. Girl, listen. I guarantee your boss's boss, let them not get a raise in 7 years. They're going to go right to HR and be like, yo, I've been here 7 years, or such and such, how long? I haven't gotten a raise. It's about time. You need to do the same thing. Go to HR, which is mom and dad boss, and be like, hey, been here 7 years, and, my responsibilities are changing, or, just for my time, I would love to, feel appreciated with a raise. This is why you need a contract, because with contracts, they are renewable every year. And so toward the end of the contract, you talk about the next year and, some of the goals and your pay raise. So always have a contract. If you have not checked out my Mary Poppin portfolio, it's over on nannytees.com. Also, Brooke of the Nanny Council has a contract. Y'all, a contract will save your nanny life. It protects you. So don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to speak up. They will not give me any money for gas. Have you asked them for money? Because if they're not giving you money for gas or reimbursing you, you don't need to be doing any driving. So you tell them to go ahead and order an Uber because your car will not be touched. See, I'm bold like that. I'm really bold like that. And the families respect me speaking up because I will not be taken advantage of for you. Like, y'all. Okay, so the thing is, anything you do while on the clock, they are responsible for paying for it and for paying you. Some nannies even get paid part of their cell phone bills because they're texting, they're communicating with families, they're downloading apps, they are making appointments. All that is done on the clock. So you need to be paid for that. Girl, where's your contract? So this happened with your last family. You said after they moved in, they slowly started acting different. I've seen that. One of my nanny families, well, they're very blessed. Well, let me not say blessed. They are wealthy and had a new house, and they decided to put their kids in school because their finances change. So that could be another thing. Sometimes finances do change with families. So you're getting a new house, you have more bills, you have more responsibilities, and that could be it too. They could be trying to figure it out, but that should not affect your pay. Point blank. I don't care if they bought $1 million home. I don't care. That has nothing to do with your pay. Matter of fact, bigger house, bigger raise. Girl, yes, I have to wonder if it is something I am doing because with both families it felt so perfect. You know what? You're probably doing everything right. You just need to speak up, because if it's bothering you, it's not going to get any better. Don't allow these things to just be swept under the rug, because if you don't bring it up, I guarantee they won't either. So, girl, get you a contract, have a conversation, and be honest with your feelings. And, you know, if you think it's time to move on, update your resume. Get a nanny poppin' portfolio. nannytees.com. Update your resume. You know, it could be time to move on. That's another thing. And I'm going to talk about this in another video, knowing when it's time to leave. I will be here for hours talking about it, but that's something that I'm going to discuss because I've overstayed my welcome with nanny jobs, and it stressed me out knowing when my time is up. And it's just, you know, seasons change, you know, and it's time to grow. Sometimes in order to grow, you got to go. Point blank. So I would definitely be prayerful if you're a woman of faith. Be prayerful, you know, and think about what you really, really want. And don't be afraid to speak up. Okay, let me get to this next question. I'm new to being a nanny, have only been one for about a month now, and was curious if everyone babies the kids or disciplines them. We don't baby, we raise. we don't. No, we raise kids. Nannies are raising kids. And yes, we discipline them. We discipline them. Let me read this. Do you give them what they want just so they'll be happy? Or no? No, we don't give them what they want. I said this over there. We give them what they need. Okay? We give them what they need, because remember, you are the expert. You are raising these children. And, you know, I get it. Sometimes, you know, we get what we want. But, you know, my dad always says, privileges carry responsibility. So you have to teach them. They just can't have whatever they want. The world doesn't operate like that. No. No. You have to work for it. And, of course, kids, you know, you have to raise them and give them grace. You know, you have to be very patient with children, of course, but you have to teach them. You are the expert, okay? And what about when parents are home? An example, the boy I watch talks at the same time as his mom, and it drives me crazy to the point where I tell him to stop because his mom won't. So you step in and tell him to stop. Yeah. You teach him, when mom is not around, you teach him about listening, about manners, about all that stuff. There's a book, I meant to write it down, but I forgot. I think it's called like Positive Discipline. I'll see if I can find it. But if anybody knows any other tools or resources, please post them in the comments. But yeah, don't be afraid to discipline around the parents. I do it all the time. No, I'm not a soft nanny, and no, I'm not going to allow you to do whatever you want, especially in the presence of your parents. You need to respect them. And so you teach them that when parents are not around and when parents are around. When adults are talking, you use manners and you say, excuse me. Janelle pointed that out in the other broadcast on Instagram. You say, excuse me. Parents are talking, and, you know, girl, discipline. Don't be afraid of that, because you're doing what's best for the child, okay? Next question. I have another one. What do you do for food? I drive the boys around, so sometimes I don't have the funds to buy me and him food. And when he's at home, he eats, but then I don't. Do I eat the family's food or bring my own food? So I usually take my own food to my nanny jobs. Most of my parents are like, help yourselves. So I do help myself within reason. But, you know, I don't purposely not bring food just to eat theirs. You know, I'll snack every now and then if there's extras. But I would bring my own food. If you are buying his food while you're out, you need to be, paid for that, reimbursed. I would talk to the mom about a weekly stipend. If you guys know you're going out on activities or whatever you're doing, you need to be definitely pay for that. So I would keep track of all that, or just ask for a weekly incentive, you know, $50, $7,500 a week. If you know that you're going to be doing activities outside the home, but you should not be using personal money while on the job. Not at all. Whenever I take my kids out, parents always give money to cover the kids' meals and my meals, okay? Girl, speak up. I've only been with this family for 4 weeks, and this is my first nanny job. And they are paying me 34 cents a mile. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not the rate. The rate is like 53 cents, right? Somebody help me out. No. 53, 54 cents a mile is the standard rate. And let me grab my laptop because for some reason I'm not seeing comments. Excuse me. Y'all. The point of it all, get a contract, get everything written all out because you need to be protected. A contract is for you, your protection, and I know that it's not all about the money. No, it's not all about the money, but you need to be happy with your nanny job. Okay? So y'all, thank you so much for sending in your questions. If you have any more questions, feel free to send them over. Because we got to fix this. A lot of y'all are in these nanny groups and it's time out for this. I want to see you excel. I want to see you be your best nanny 2018. Okay? Get a contract. Do what you got to do. Don't be afraid to speak up. And I always say, thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much for posting that link. I always say, if you're afraid to speak up because of being fired, and if they fire you, that wasn't the nanny job for you anyway. Okay? There are so many wonderful nannies, so do not be fearful of doing what's best for you because you want to perform your job well and be in the right environment for the children, okay? So y'all, be sure to tag your nanny friends, share this video because you know, you can't perform your job well if you're not happy. You know, I told on Instagram, I said, I have been paid buku of bucks, but miserable because working 70, 80 hours a week and neglecting my home. That is unhealthy. It is unhealthy. So if you are being overworked and even paid well or underpaid, you need to reevaluate all that and get a contract. I don't care how long you've been in the nanny job. If you've been in the nanny job for 10 years and you are not happy and you know something's not right, just communicate. Things will not get better unless you speak up. I'm telling you, I have seen it happen. You know, some people think that the parents can read your mind, but we read your post on Facebook. That's where your mind is. Your mind is in all these Facebook groups and not communicating with parents, okay? Just hold your edges because I'm coming for them. So make sure you communicate, y'all. This is not a game. You know, I was telling Instagram that nannies are not Walmart. We are Neiman Marcus. We are Nordstrom. We are Bloomingdale's. Nannies are a luxury, you know? And the thing is, a lot of parents are not educated in what nannies are. And we're not babysitters because we're actually managing the lives of children. We're raising them. We're helping to raise them. So get educated. Go to INA. Go to Nanny Palooza to become advanced in your career. You know, it's a real job. You know, people go to college to be doctors. People go to college to be lawyers and all that. Why can't you take classes to be a better nanny? Right? So do what you got to do to advance in this field. Remember that you are a luxury and you are the best. You are the expert. Go in there with confidence and do your thing. Get a contract. If you don't have one, your homework is to work on a contract this weekend. NannyTees.com. Also, save 20%. Shameless plug. Using discount code FIX at NannyTees.com through this weekend only. Okay. So go get the Mary Poppin portfolio. It's under classes and e-courses on, classes and ebooks on NannyTees.com. Get that. All that's in there. If it's time to update your resume, do that. Do what you got to do to be a great nanny. You know, speak up. I guarantee parents appreciate it when you come in there knowing what you're doing. I'm telling you, you're the expert. So just act like it. I love y'all. So thank you for joining in Fix My Nanny Life. I've got more questions. I only wanted to get to 2 today because we would be here until next week answering questions. So if you have questions, email me at info@nannytees.com or send me a private message to the Nanny Tees inbox, and we will get them answered. So I love y'all, and I'm excited. Don't forget to share this video, and I will see you next week. Bye.